Hello, everybody. I think this may be my first YouTube live, so thank you very much for joining me. And this video is it's making a big claim in a sense, instant stress relief around coronavirus and without meditation. So that's something I'm going to have a go at trying to share with you today. Let's see how we go. So before I kind of start talking about coronavirus and stress relief and all that, I like to kind of make a bit of a philosophical point and let's see if it resonates. So an insight that I had a few weeks ago, which I've been really pleased about, it's felt really good, is the idea that everyone is always doing the best that they can with their level of wisdom, with their level of compassion, with their motivation. And I reflected on this for a while and it started to make more and more sense. For example, let's say you've got a family member or a friend or someone that's doing something that's really irritating or annoying for you. Well, imagine if you were that person. Imagine if you had exactly the same genes as them, if you had the same history, if you had the same brain cells, if you had the same environmental conditions, if you had the same mood, if you had everything that was exactly the same as that person, would you do anything differently to what they're doing? And my conclusion was no. Actually, if I was exactly the same person with their history, with their background, and every single of my cells were replaced with their cells, I would have no kind of choice but to be able to act in the way that they're acting. And so that made me think, actually, that probably counts not just for friends and family, but for everyone, even the most annoying and irritating political leaders and people that have done things that are really not that great or good at all, even evil stuff. If you had exactly the same genes as them, if you had the same environmental conditions and upbringing, if you had the same brain cells as them and their same level of motivation and types of thoughts popping into your head as they're having in their head, then I could conclude that, there's nothing else there. I would be acting in the same way as they're acting. And then I turned that around on myself as well. And I thought, hang on a minute. If everybody is doing the best they can with their level of motivation, with their level of wisdom and mindfulness and compassion and all that, then the same must be true for me. Like with all the different things that I've done in the past, all my kind of regrets and guilt and all the things that I'm frustrated with myself about, things I should have tried harder or done something better than I'd actually done. Actually, if I could have done something different, I probably would have. Okay. I may think, I should have been more courageous at that moment, or I should have taken the risk a bit more. But if I had that motivation, if I had that knowledge, if I thought in that way, then I would have done it if that motivation was there, but it wasn't. And so then I've been applying the same sort of thinking around what's been happening with the coronavirus COVID-D situation at the moment in the world. And first of all, the actual virus itself is obviously not personal. It's not even alive, actually. It can't actually live outside of living things. Being a virus, it's kind of on the borderline of living and non-living. And this is something that just kind of happens in the world. It's happened before. Viruses kind of mutate and they spread. And so the virus is obviously taking a very impersonal approach and process. It's just doing what it's doing. That's what it was designed to do. And at first I was getting frustrated by politicians and what they were doing and how slowly they were responding. But then I thought, hang on a minute, if I was that person, that politician, and I had exactly the same brain cells, the same genetics, and the same body, and the same people around me, and the same upbringing, I'd probably do the same thing too, because I wouldn't know any differently. And so then I thought, hang on a minute, everybody on the whole planet is responding in the way that they think is the right thing to do. Otherwise, they would do something different. And even if you feel that they're motivated in some kind of selfish way or egotistical way, it's because if they have that strong ego or that egotistical part of them that they're not aware of. They're literally not aware of. And they would probably do differently if they knew better, but they don't. So this kind of reflection has had kind of more of an impact on me than even doing hours and hours of meditation, because I realized, hang on a minute, we're trying to change things which couldn't really be any better than they are right now. It couldn't be better than it is. And that seemed to release a lot of stress. And it doesn't mean that I don't stop doing things like this to help and support people, or doesn't mean that I would even stop campaigning for change, or saying that people are doing things in the wrong way and try to do things differently. But that constant frustration, which can be so energy draining, that constant stress that could be so tiring, doesn't have to be there because of everything is happening in the way it should be happening. Another way of looking at it is, if you come from a scientific background or bent, is to consider all the laws of the universe. We've got the laws of physics and chemistry and biology. These are the laws of the universe. And even if you take the laws of physics and you start talking about quantum physics, even there's laws of probability in which everything operates. So everything operates on that, and the physical world operates on that for sure. And then if you're willing to, you can extend that to plants. They certainly follow the laws of biology, as do animals, and as do, I believe, human beings. We follow those same laws too. We don't have a choice. We're kind of in some ways bound by them. And so all human beings and everyone else is operating within those laws and doing the actions as best they can within that. And if they were able to do better actions, then they would. But because of the way the laws work, they're not able to do anything better than that. So that's another way of seeing and kind of making peace with the way things are. And it kind of leads to an acceptance of this is the way things are, with still the openness and the possibility to do whatever you want to do to make a difference in the world and make a change, but without that constant drain of frustration that I wish things were different, or why doesn't this person do this, or why doesn't that person do that? Because if that doesn't really make a difference, you thinking that or not thinking that doesn't make any difference to their actions. All you can do is do your best in this moment and take the best action that you can. So yeah, I'd be really, really interested in your thoughts on this. Maybe I've got some wrong line of reasoning that you'd like to share. I'd love to hear that. But I've been reflecting on this for over a month or so, and it seems to make sense to me, and does lead to a huge stress relief and reduction in frustration with other people's actions and behavior, and even a less guilt around my own behavior, and a forgiveness, an automatic forgiveness of all the actions that I've done in the past, because if I could have done something better, I probably would have. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you found it helpful, please hit the like, and really appreciate if you subscribe to help us continue to support this channel and share videos like this going forward. Really appreciate anyone and any views, and really enjoy the comments too. So do feel free to make a comment or ask a question, and would love to kind of debate and explore this through with you. Cool. Thanks a lot. My name's Shamash. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.